If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't be like that. Subscribe right now so you can see more content of this quality. Let's go. We're top of the league. We're top of the league. Hey ho, we're top of the league. I don't want no one telling me about Paul Pogba, because there were certain fans that wanted this guy out. How can you want our best player out? And yes, you heard me right. Paul Pogba is our best player. There's no player in England that can run a game the way Paul Pogba has ran the game for us. No player. And it's not the first time he done it. This is the second time he done it in a row. He done it now against Burnley, and he done it against Aston Villa last week. Couple weeks ago. When was it? Last week, couple weeks ago. The same type of performance, running the game from the back to the front, from minute 1 to minute 90. Paul Pogba ran the game. You could see that he was a level above everybody else on that pitch. You could see a level above. And how you judge a good player, guys, is not by the player's ability just to score a goal or to create assist. You look at his overall game. You look at his movements off the ball. Does he show himself to receive the ball? Because you get certain players like at United that hide. Like Scott McTominay, he hides in the game. He doesn't want the ball. Jesse Lingard as well, he hides. He doesn't want the ball. Paul Pogba's always showing himself for the ball. Even in the most toughest situations, you'll see him running towards his centre backs to give them an option, and he's got a man on his back, but he's still calling for the ball on the edge of our own box. That's how comfortable he is in his own ability. So you see the way the player shows himself for the ball. You see the way he receives the ball. You see his first touch. You see his composure on the ball. When he gets the ball, how composed is he? When he gets the ball, does he just want to give it off quickly? Or when he gets the ball, does he have the ability to look up? Where even if there's men around him, does he have composure to get the ball and shield them off and look up? That's what you see from Paul Pogba. You see his ability to pass the ball. There's no one, the only player in the Premier League and in Europe that got the range of passing at Paul Pogba is Thiago Alcantara and Toni Kroos. Those are the only players. Paul Pogba's range of passing is out of this world. And we saw that now in the Burnley game. He was switching the ball from right to left, doing whatever he wanted with the ball. No one else can do that besides those other two players that I mentioned. Paul Pogba's passing range is out of this world. You see his dribbling skills. I mean, for a midfielder that has the skills of Paul Pogba, there was one moment in the game where, I think it was the second half or something like that, where one of our centre-backs passed him the ball. Centre-back or Nemanja Matic passed him the ball. He was under pressure because you could see the minute as he was receiving the ball was coming to him, there was Brighton players closing him in. So as he was receiving the ball, he received the ball on the half turn. He got the ball, he shielded a Brighton player off, and another two players came for him and he ran. And they couldn't catch him. 3 players he took out in one move, and he was under pressure. Any other player at that moment loses the ball, but because he's so strong and powerful, he shielded him off and he ran towards their box. That's how good Paul Pogba is. I saw Paul Pogba get the ball off Harry Maguire's feet, start dictating the play from our own box, and then a couple minutes later I saw him in the opposition box giving Anthony Martial what should have been a sitter. Giving Anthony Martial not a through ball, but passing the ball into the box to Anthony Martial, where he was one-on-one with the keeper and didn't take his chance. That's what I saw Paul Pogba doing, from our box to their box. I saw Paul Pogba scoring the goal, and then a couple minutes later I saw him in our own box defending a header, defending in the box and hitting the ball out our own box. Dictating the play. That's what you call, guys, a box-to-box midfielder. That's a prime example of a box-to-box midfielder, and that's why I was getting on this manager's back. I was saying, why are we playing Paul Pogba CDM? Give him the freedom of going forward. Let him be a number 8. A number 8 is a box-to-box midfielder, and that's what you saw against Burnley. That's what you saw against Aston Villa, a box-to-box midfielder, running the game in our box, defending, in their box, attacking. This performance that Paul Pogba, now look, I'm not criticizing any player, but I'm trying to shed light into some people, and I'm trying to enlighten some people. This performance that Paul Pogba gave us today against Burnley and against Aston Villa, Bruno Fernandes can't reach that performance. He can't. I'm talking about performance. Bruno Fernandes will always outscore Paul Pogba because of the position he plays, and he's a better shooter than Paul Pogba. But that performance, overall performance, don't let a goal mask a performance. Don't let an assist mask a performance. A performance is greater than that. Because you get, look, I'll give you a prime example. Marcus Rashford is stinking. Marcus Rashford had a poor game, but he gave the assist. So people will look at the assist and say Marcus Rashford played well. He played poorly. That's why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took him off. Because it's not just about you getting the assist or getting the goal. Dictate the game for us. Take control of the game for us. And so that's what Paul Pogba done. He took the game by the scruff of the neck. He literally carried Manchester United on his back. Literally. And that performance level, guys, Bruno cannot get to that level. He cannot. You see the performance Bruno put out today was the same performance he put out against Manchester City. It was the same performance he put out against Aston Villa. Bruno performs like this, but the difference is that he'll get a penalty or he'll get a 5-yard assist, which is not a proper assist, but he'll get a 5-yard assist, and all of a sudden people will read the stat pad and they'll say Bruno got another assist today, or Bruno scored a penalty, therefore he must have had a top game. But to look at football, guys, in a much more detailed view. That's the reason why Real Madrid and Barcelona did not come for Bruno Fernandes. Was because Bruno doesn't dictate games. Bruno plays on the edge of games where he'll be having a poor game, but he'll just come up with the moments of brilliance, and that's not good enough for a team that plays total football. They need you in the game from minute 1 to minute 90, dictating the game, especially when you're a midfielder. That's your job as a midfielder, to dictate the game, to control the game and dominate the game. That's what Toni Kroos does. That's what Luka Modric does. And that's what Paul Pogba is doing for us right now. So I don't want to hear any more comparison. Paul Pogba is the best midfielder in the world. He's proved it. From the time his agent came out and said all those things, which was in December, from that time Paul Pogba came into the team and he has been our best player. He's been our most consistent player. But you will not hear it from the outside, from mainstream media. This is why I tell you guys, a lot of the fans get their opinions, derive their opinions from mainstream media, because mainstream media obviously got some reputation. They were ex-players. But I want to tell you guys, do not listen to those people at the moment. They've got big time agendas. Come to channels like mine and many other channels that are going to give you the 100% accurate truth, the black and white, no grey line. You won't hear them saying Paul Pogba is our most consistent player over the last couple of months and our best player, because they don't like Paul Pogba. And they don't like Paul Pogba. It's not based on footballing reasons. It's based on other reasons, personal reasons that I don't want to get to. I don't want to get to because I'm happy now. So I don't want to get to that. But they don't like Paul Pogba because of outside issues, not because of footballing reasons. Can you remember in the PSG game, Paul Pogba was our best player? Can you remember in the Leipzig game, Oli benched him. Oli called him off the bench. He was our best game. He got us back into the game. We ended up losing, but he got us back into the game. That's what Paul Pogba does. Today against Burnley, no one had the answer. No one had the answer. Paul Pogba came up with the answer. The team was flat. All our performers that we say are our best performers, they were flat. They couldn't do anything. Paul Pogba stepped up and grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and won us that game by himself, guys. By himself, because the goal, he started it. That's how good he is. He started the goal off and he finished it. Now let me read you his numbers that he put up. This is the numbers that Paul put up. Most touches on the pitch. This is from both sides. Most touches on the pitch. Most passes completed. Most aerials won. That's jumping up for headers. Most aerials won. Most clearances. Most chances created. And he got the only goal of the game. Paul Pogba creating the most chances, and he's not our number 10. The number 10 needs to be doing that. Paul Pogba done that. The most passes. The most aerials won, guys. The most aerials won. This is total domination of a football game. Because the most aerials won and the most clearances speak about what you're doing in your box. The most chances created speak about what you're doing in their box, or close to their box, in their side of the field. That's box to box, total domination and control of the game. Paul Pogba, man of the match. I'm not hearing anything about it. He's the best midfielder in the world. And some of you guys want this guy out the club. You need to check your mindset. You need to check your reasoning. Some of our fans prefer Scott McTominay playing over Paul Pogba. You need to check your reasoning. This is the best midfielder in the world. This is a world champion. You heard Ole Gunnar Solskjaer call him a world champion. You heard Nemanja Matic call him a world champion. He is a world champion. He won the World Cup, ran the World Cup for France. Respect that man, because he's leaving end of the season. He's either going to PSG, Juventus, or Real Madrid, and we are gonna miss him. So, be it as in saying that, guys, that you know on my channel I don't just give you the highs, I give you the lows. I give you a total comprehension of the game. And the game wasn't a good game. We didn't play well. Let's not front. We did not play well in this game. Some people call it a professional performance. It wasn't a professional performance. A professional performance is when you control the game and you are much better than the opposition. You control the game, you score your goals, and you continue playing football and controlling the game. We did not control the game. Burnley controlled that game for large parts of the game until we got the goal. You don't need to have the ball to control a game. For example, if I stop you from doing what you want to do, I'm controlling you. That's what Burnley done to us. They stopped us doing what we wanted to do. They controlled us. They were well comfortable in the game until we got the goal. Then we unnerved them a little bit. And the problem I had was that in this game was that when we were getting the ball, our midfielders, they were always looking for the killer pass. Even Luke Shaw, Paul Pogba criticizing for a bit, I think one or twice, and Bruno Fernandes, Rashford. Whenever we got the ball, we always look for the killer pass. That's not what you do in football. In football, you need to pop the ball. You need to move the ball, pass the ball, especially when you're playing a team like Burnley, who is no use you trying to look for the killer pass because they've got numbers at the back. You need to move them side to side, in and out, so that you can create the spaces. And you need to keep the ball moving, especially in a game like that, because Burnley don't want to play football. Burnley want to interrupt the game. So when you're versing a team that doesn't want to play football, that just want to interrupt the game, you keep the ball moving. You pop the ball around, you keep the ball moving. You get confidence in your game and you take confidence out of their game. But we weren't doing that in the first half. We were getting the ball and just looking for the killer pass. And now I lay that at the manager. I lay that at the manager because he sets the team out. He needs to, and it's not the first time I've seen it. That's why I say I lay it at the manager. If it's the first time you see something, you can say, okay, it's just a player. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed. He's playing poorly. But when it's repetition, when it's happening game after game, you look at the manager because he's on the training ground. He needs to tell them, guys, don't always look for the killer pass. If it's not on, don't play it. Keep the ball moving. Keep the ball moving. Pass the ball side to side. Pass the ball in and out. Keep the ball moving. That's what we never do. We should have done. So it was a good performance. And you can only have so many of these performances. It's still, we're not at the beginning of the season. We're approaching the midway of the season, but we're still early in the season. You cannot be grinding out results early in the season. When you're in a title race, when you grind out results, is probably the last 7 games. The last 7 games, that's when you start, okay, 1-0 here, 2-1 here, grinding out, scoring 89-minute goals. But not now. Now is when you get your performances on a high level and you get on a run. And that's what we need to do. And I hope we can continue against Liverpool. So I wasn't too happy with how we played the game. I wasn't too happy with it, but we won the game and we are first on the log and we need to maintain that as long as we can. So let's start with our player ratings, guys. At the back, David De Gea, you know, he never have much to do at all. I'm going to give him a 6. He never have anything to do. Not 6, not because of his poor performance, 6 because he never have anything to do. Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give Wan-Bissaka a 6. It was a good performance from Wan-Bissaka, but once at all, Wan-Bissaka offers nothing going forward. He is so bad going forward. And where you see Wan-Bissaka, how poor he is as a fullback and how bad he is going forward, is when we play in small teams that are sitting back. Once we play teams that are sitting back and that the onus becomes on us, he's got no one to defend, so he needs to go attack. And you see how poor he is because he cannot attack. He literally done nothing going forward. 6 for Wan-Bissaka. I was not happy. It's a poor performance from Wan-Bissaka. I don't understand how we in 2020, we bought him in 2019 or something like that. But I don't understand in modern day football how we went and got a right back that cannot attack. I don't understand that. This is modern day football. But we need to play to his strengths, and Wan-Bissaka's strength will come in now against Liverpool. You will see how good he is against Liverpool, because Liverpool will have domination of the ball and Liverpool will be attacking us, and Wan-Bissaka loves that because he's a top defender. So Sadio Mane, I don't think Sadio Mane will get any joy. So, but a poor performance from Wan-Bissaka. 6. Eric Bailly, wow. Eric Bailly, Paul Pogba, best players on the pitch. Eric Bailly is our best centre back. Don't worry about the 80 million we paid for Harry Maguire. We should have never paid 80 million. Harry Maguire is a 40 million defender. We got robbed. In broad daylight, Leicester robbed us, and they will tell us themselves that they robbed us. We've never seen that 80 million evaluation Harry Maguire performing to that price tag. We've never seen that. We see 30 million and 40 million performances from him. Eric Bailly, bought him for 30 something million, or 20 something or 30 something, 20 something I think. Best defender at Manchester United. His one-on-one ability to defend is so good. His positioning is so good. His anticipation. When he anticipates the player, the opposition is going to get the ball, he goes quickly and closes that player down. He makes sure the player feels him, and he tries and knocks the player off, obviously in a legal way. His anticipation is so good. His reading of the game, something Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof don't have. Eric Bailly's reading of the game is top class. It's top class. When he gets the ball at his feet as well, okay, he's not the best passer, but he is very good on the ball. His composure, remember I told you all about composure. His composure on the ball is so good. He's never phased. He's never in a rush. He's never panicking. He had a couple of blocks where a Burnley player hit the ball, and that ball is going to go into the back of the net, and he blocked the ball with his chest. He dived at his chest and he blocked the ball with his chest. There's no defender that is doing that. Maybe only Ruben Diaz. No other defender in the league that's doing that. Eric Bailly is our best centre back at Manchester United. Eric Bailly is one of the best centre backs in the Premier League. The only downfall with Eric Bailly is that he can't stay fit. And I like what Eric Bailly right now has done in his game. Remember before, guys, we used to criticize Eric Bailly that his mind wasn't right. He'll make rash decisions. He'll give away free kicks. He'll give away penalties. He'll get a red card where he doesn't need to get that. Right now, you can see someone has spoken to him. Maybe it's the coaching, maybe it's the management, and he has improved his game. He doesn't make any more rash challenges. Everything is calculated. He doesn't make mistakes. He is our best centre back. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. He was outstanding. 8 out of 10. Harry Maguire, he got the... okay, that goal, first of all, that was a goal. That was a goal. Anytime a player backs into another player, obviously that player's champion is going to have... it's a contact sport. Football is a contact sport. Harry Maguire touched him because the player backed into Harry Maguire. So what must you think? What must you do? That was a goal. That was a goal. I don't know how it went to VAR. VAR had tons of time looking at it and they ruled that goal out. That's supposed to be a goal for Harry Maguire. That was a goal. But it was an okay performance from Harry. I'm going to give Harry a 7. A 7 was an okay performance from Harry. You know, it wasn't one of the best performances, but it was an okay performance. I'm going to give him a 7. Luke Shaw, I'm not happy with Luke Shaw. I'm sorry, guys, because defensively he's very good. We know this here. We know defensively he's sound. He's better than Alex Telles defending. But going forward, Luke Shaw is so poor. Luke Shaw has all the ability to be a top-class left back. He has pace, he has power, he can drive with the ball. He's good on the ball. He's comfortable on the ball. He's composed on the ball, but he's lazy. He's lazy, and our manager puts up with it. Our manager puts no pressure on Luke Shaw to get the ball. When he gets the ball, drive forward, drive on the outside, take your fullback on and try and get across. The minute Luke Shaw gets the ball, he cuts inside and looks to pass it inside. He's done it countless times now again in this game against Burnley. Gets the ball, he cuts inside and looks to pass it. That's his first thing, is to pass the ball. It's never to run on the outside as Robertson does, as Reguilon does, as every other top left back does. Run on the outside to whip the ball in. He doesn't do that. That's my criticism of Luke Shaw. I'm going to give Luke Shaw a 6 because I wasn't happy. He was getting into good positions and he was just playing it simple. I'm going to give him a 6. I don't care. I'm not happy with his left back performances. He's not good enough for a modern day footballing team. A 6. I can't give him a 7 as Harry Maguire. A 6. In the midfield, Nemanja Matic, I'm going to give Matic a 6. I don't think Matic done anything good. I don't think he was okay. He never do anything good. I'm going to give him a 6. Paul Pogba, I'm going to give Paul a 9. Total domination. Dominated the game. Dominated the game. Controlled the game for us. Dictated the tempo of the game. Ran the game. Scored the goal. Got the most clearances. Got the most aerials. Got the most chances created. Got the most passes. Literally, he dominated the game. Best player on the pitch. Not the first time he's performing like this. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. World-class performance. This performance right here, no other player in Europe in the midfield can do this. No other player in midfield can reach a level that Paul Pogba performed at. No other player. Probably only the other player is Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, because Kevin De Bruyne, you know, when he performs also at a very high level and he takes the tempo. But you'll never see him defending and doing all the things that Pogba done. So 9 out of 10 for Paul Pogba. Man of the match, best player on the pitch, a level above everybody else. And that's what you saw. You saw Paul Pogba, even when he got the ball, as I'm saying, his composure on the ball, receiving the ball, just touching the ball, giving the ball off. You saw, you know what, this player is a level above everyone else. He stood head and shoulders above everyone. 9 out of 10. Marcus Rashford. People will look at the assist and people will say, oh, he got an assist. Good game. No. His game was poor. That's why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took him off. 6 out of 10 for Marcus Rashford. I would have given him a 5 if it had not been for that assist. 6 out of 10 for Marcus Rashford. Bruno Fernandes, poor performance. Poor performance from Bruno. Done nothing in the game. Probably going to give Bruno a 6. Poor performance from Bruno. Anthony Martial, a 6 as well. Wasteful. Wasteful. Some people say Anthony Martial needs to be our number 9. He's not good enough to be our number 9, guys. The guy scored 23 goals or something like that last season in 48 games. That's not the sign of a top class number 9. I grew up watching Ruud van Nistelrooy score every single game. Every single game I saw Ruud van Nistelrooy scoring in. Anthony Martial's not doing that. 20 something goals, 23 goals or something out of 40 something games. He's not good enough for a number 9 at Manchester United. He shows us also he has 1 good game, 1 bad game. 1 good game, 2 bad games. He's very inconsistent in his performances. As a number 9, he doesn't get into very good positions, and when he does, like this game, he got into good positions, he's fluffing his chances. You can't be doing that. You need to put the ball in the back of the net. Anthony Martial is not good enough to be a number 9 for us. He needs to play on the left wing, but we need a proper number 9. So 6 out of 10 for Anthony Martial as well. And then Cavani also 6 out of 10. Quiet game for Cavani. Never have much service. Never done much in the game. Substitutes, they came on late in the game. What do you expect? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does that, guys. He does that. I think he brought on the substitutes in the 70 something minutes or 18 minutes. But that's what Ole does. He brought on... I don't want to criticize this manager, but why did he bring on Greenwood? That was a game. He took off Marcus Rashford and brought on Greenwood. The exact same player. Greenwood only wants to shoot. Marcus Rashford as well only wants to shoot. That was a game for Juan Mata. I said it in my preview. I said this is a game for Juan Mata. You need someone to come and play in the pockets. Someone to keep the ball bopping and keep the ball moving. That's the player he should have brought on, because we needed control over the ball, control over the game. He brought on Greenwood. Greenwood done nothing. Then he brought on obviously his favourite Scott McTominay and so forth. But yeah, the substitutes came on too late for you even to give them a rating, and they done nothing in the game. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'll probably give Ole I like the lineup. I'll say I like the lineup. I like the lineup a lot. But there's no coaching, and you saw that now. The team was just playing. We had our best team on the pitch, but because we came up against a team that is so resolute, a team that is so disciplined and know what they are doing, got a manager that knows what he's doing, got players that know what they're doing. Whenever we come up against a team like that, we always struggle. So, and then our lack of system and lack of patterns of play begin to show. So I'm going to give Ollie probably a 7. I'm going to give him a 7. It's a high rating. I'm going to give him a 7 because he chose the right team. But he never there's no style of play. So, and his substitutions were off. And he didn't do anything for us to win us the game. Paul Pogba took the ball and done himself. There's no pattern of play. There's nothing like that. It's not down to coaching. It's down to individual brilliance again. So yeah, that's the performance, guys. We are first on the log. Long may this continue. Long may this continue. I'll see you for the Liverpool game. Ciao. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't be like that. Subscribe right now so you can see more content of this quality. Let's go.